Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Cooking with Rick. Tonight, or this evening, we are preparing chicken breasts. You want to get those big chicken breasts, wash them off, go ahead and place them in these tubs. Also, too, you can add an alcohol to this recipe. I like to add Blue Moon beer. And I can show you, get you an example of that here in just a second here. Let's see if I can find it. This is what I like to use here, folks. It's a Blue Moon beer. It's the gourmet beer for the non-beer drinkers. Although I've heard some beer drinkers, real beer drinkers, say it's a good beer. But the reason I started having some of it, I don't drink any other beer. It's the only beer because it doesn't really, it's a delicious tasting beer that is not bitter, and it's kind of fruity, and it just, I don't really feel like I'm drinking real beer, bitter beer. I just don't. And anyway, it's a good beer to put in. I put about half of this in this tub of chicken, and I put half of it in the other tub of chicken. So we'll put that back. We made that available for you to see. I already sprinkled in some of these, what do you call it? The minced onion. It's already minced. I already put this in here. So sprinkled some of that in there. And again, I kind of just cook by sight, you know, because I've done this over and over. This is some garlic now you want to put in here. Yeah, I don't know if I want to put too much, but you know, and these things like garlic and salt, and onion, I believe, I'm not quite sure, but these things help to preserve the meat longer. You know, they say on the internet you're not supposed to keep this type of chicken, raw chicken, after the sell-by date in your refrigerator any more than 2 days. It's always good to play it safe, you know. Now, if your temperature is colder, then you can get away with having your chicken in there longer, you know, just like they freeze chicken for up to 6 months or longer. But anyway, I'm sprinkling this in. What am I sprinkling in? Cilantro leaves. Lots of flavor. Fresh cilantro is what I like to really use if I have time, and cut it up, because that's really the way to go. Let's come over here and see what other ingredients we're going to use here. I like to put in some apple cider vinegar in here. This will also help to cut down the bacteria. It's not why I put it in for taste. It gives it kind of a bite. And this is apple cider vinegar, folks. Nothing special. I like to put some drops of the wing sauce in here, the buffalo wing sauce here. You know, just put a couple of drops in there. I like this sauce, but it's a little strong and it's a little funky tasting. You know, it's for the real wing people. I got a cheap hot sauce here. I want to put some hot sauce in here. That'll be good. I like to put a lot of that in there. You know, and again, when you cook these items, whether you bake them or fry them, again, the ingredients evaporate and they lose their flavor. And so, you know, you're going to have to season things again after they're done. And, you know, and it's always salt and pepper that wins the war on seasoning. I mean, I probably don't even have to do any of this. I could fry some of this chicken and put some salt and pepper on it and be just fine. Again, parsley. Well, this is not again, but this is parsley here. Give a hefty dose here. Parsley, lots of flavor. Or pretty good flavor. I like to also add some olive oil. So we'll go ahead and put some of that in there. Sprinkle that in there, and once you've done that, I would get a fork probably and stir things around. You know, that way. And then we're going to put this in the refrigerator for at least 3 or 4 days, or as soon as I'm ready to cook it. You know, I don't recommend chicken in the oven or in the refrigerator any more than really. My refrigerator is set at a colder setting, and the meat has been washed off. They say not to do that because you can push the bacteria, any bacteria, further into the chicken. But I like it; just makes me feel comfortable because I'm sure, you know, some places are handling that chicken, and, you know, I just like to wash it off if I can. Makes me feel better. Anyway, there you have some recipe. This is my recipe for Rick's double batter boulder chicken. So we're gonna go ahead and cook that at 425 degrees in the oven. And that is, of course, I got stuff in the oven I'm not ready to cook yet, but 425 degrees in the oven for, I would say, like 40 minutes. And then shut the oven off and leave the chicken. No, that's for drumsticks. In a casserole dish with lots of tomato sauce and, what do you call it, diced tomatoes and potatoes, whatever else you want to put in there. 40 minutes, 425 degrees, and then shut it off in 40 minutes, and then let it sit for another 30 minutes, and then open the oven. And then the chicken's really tender and kind of falls off the bone. With this recipe, I'm going to go ahead and deep fry these in a frying pan, and I'm going to go ahead and use canola oil while I'm deep frying. And then we'll do, 6 minutes on each side, or until tender. And not really any pink inside. No pink. They say you can have a little bit as long as the meat is cooked at 100 at the specific temperatures. I think hamburger meat's 160. I think chicken is 160 or more. Might be 175 or 180. I don't know, but I'll go ahead and check. I can't think of it right now. But I make sure that I cook to the specific temperatures to kill all the bacteria, so that there's no chance of any salmonella or E. coli or what have you. So fry these up, and I like to double batter them. I'll actually show you how I do that before I throw them in the frying pan. Anyway, folks, thank you for joining me on this edition of Cooking with Rick. And we'll see you on the next video to prepare these things and batter them and dip them in egg and season them, or put them in the panko breadcrumbs and then fry them. We'll see you on that video. Well, take care, folks.